Welcome back, stewards. You've seen my in-depth guides breaking down every mechanic in Frostpunk 2, but now it's time to put it all into action. In this video, I will be showing you how to efficiently and optimally conquer Captain's Story Mode using every trick and technique I've covered so far. Struggling to meet your city's endless demands? No worries, we'll be raiding the Frostlands for all the resources we need. Whiteout wiping you out? Well, not if there's no city to white out. And Winterhome? Well, I'll show you how to breeze through chapter 4 in no time. Civil War? Consider it instantly resolved. Stick around and let's break this game wide open. Alright guys, it is time to get to work. We're going to pause the game and then we're going to start with our Central District Council Hall. Nothing fancy there. Then we're going to build ourselves 4 housing districts to shelter all our pops. Pretty standard stuff. I'm going to build 2 there to get the heat bonus and the adjacency bonus, and 2 on this side for the same reason. Our goal for this first chapter is obviously just to get to the dreadnought as quick as possible. We'll do some frost breaking. We have to get to the coal because we need the coal to complete the objectives, but we're not going to get any of these other resources because we're going to get them straight from the Frostland. So I want you to frost break out over towards these way stations instead. Now, before we run the game itself, we want to grab some heat stamps. So if you look at these heat stamps, we can grab them. We're going to need them very soon. But basically, they're on a 50-week cooldown, so you want to grab them as soon as possible. That way you can grab them again in week 50. So I'm going to raise funds. I'm going to do this trick where I basically promote these guys. Then I can get my trust back up, and then I raise funds again. That will basically give me double tax. Then I will raise funds from these guys, and that's pretty much it. Now you can just run your game until something happens. Alright, my extraction district is done, so let's turn on our generator. We must choose a solution. Excellent. Now our housing is also done, so let's pause and build our research institute. We also need to expand our housing 1 unit to cover the rest of the shelter demand up here. What do you want, Lily May? Okay, that's fine. What do you want? I don't care. Now, our research center is done, so what we want to do is research. They want us to do coal mines. I don't care. I'm going to go do skyways instead. Then I'm going to rush my research because we have a little bit of trust to burn, so why not? And also our expedition teams are ready, so why don't we go and set foot off into Frozen Bay. We need to go Frozen Bay to get to food, then we need to get foothills to get to coal. Even though it doesn't say coal here, it will give you coal, trust me. Then we need to work on our industrial district, which we need to switch the goods to get our goods as little negative as possible, to get heat stamps as high as possible, as early as possible. It'll definitely help. But now our research is going and our heat stamps are going. Now we'll just let this run for a little bit, and when our new law is available, we're going to make our promise to do forage additives. So we're going to propose that. We're going to have to negotiate with the Londoners and see what the heck they want. They want to switch the city development effort. No thank you, but automated logistics bay is something that I want later anyway. So in this case, I'm going to go for the automated logistic bay. So we're going to vote on that. I think something distracted me before when I was trying to rush the research, so I'm just going to rush the research now, and there's not too much to do right now, so I'm just going to let something complete, either the Frostlands or the Ideas Tree. So just let it run. No laws available either, nothing to do, just chill. Alright, now that that's done, let's fulfill our promise for automated logistics bay. So let's go over to the Frostland and get that done. Research that idea, and then we'll just chill. I don't want to do another law while I have active promises, because we only have 2 factions right now, so yeah, I'm not going to be able to pass any laws anyway, so there's no point. Alright, our Frostland team's done, so let's go into the Frostlands. Yes, I know we can do stuff in the Frostlands. We're going to go for this thing. This is where you're going to get your coal, so grab that. We'll grab a skyway, we'll connect the trail. Then there's a bunch of pops over here and here, I believe. And then over in this side, it's not quite done, but when it is done, there is nothing and there is more pops. But what we want to do is get to the desolate coast and the approach. So let's launch an expedition that way, and that skyway is going to build. And while that skyway is building, you can see people are going to talk to us. I don't care. Alright, now that our promise is fulfilled, I can do a law. Now, the next law I really want is expedition support, and I believe these guys are always trying to pass expedition support, so we might as well just grant them an agenda to do that, and then we can go negotiate with the New Londoners, and over here we can do something that we might want. Automated logistics bay. Nice. We can definitely construct an automated logistics bay. We're going to need to do one of those anyway, so let's vote for that. Alright, with that done, we need to get our next research underway. I wanted someone to tell me to go and research my factory, but no one has, so I'm going to get salvaging factory researched. Now that that mine is done, this skyway, we have our Frostland teams. We can go explore the desolate coast. Now I want to fulfill this promise to build the automated logistics bay, but I need a little bit more heat stamps. Unfortunately, we'll raise our relationship with these guys whenever we can. All right, we've got enough heat stamps. Let's pause the game. Let's get our automated logistics in. With that done, we fulfilled our promise, and we've got a few Frostland people, so let's put them to work by grabbing this steam core. Now everything is on cooldown, so we're just gonna have to wait for a little bit. What our next research is going to be, well, we're gonna have to figure that out. We basically want to research the coal mine now because we want to go finish the quest to go settle the new area, the dreadnought, sorry. So we'll let that run, Now we've got a new lore available as well, and our promises are free, so let's see what's useful to us. I think the most useful one is probably more heat stamps, so I'm gonna try to get this through. Let's see who we can negotiate with, but this one might be a little bit difficult. So let's see, we can build a salvaging factory. We need to do that anyway at some point, but I don't think this is enough. So we need to do something with the New Londoners. Out of these, the easiest one is probably just give them an agenda, because I really want more heat stamps. So let's get this through. Remember, we can get more heat stamps at week 50, but right now we're a little bit short. So let's let the game run for a little bit. Our exploration is nearly done. Alright, look at that. The Evolvers has spawned. That is our cue to finish off our quest. So we need to build ourselves a dust coal mine. Now let's see if we can't build that. Extraction, a blasting coal mine. We'll quickly get that built so we get access to the new oil. Alright, great. We got that built. Now we need to do more research as well. So now that we've got access to oil, we should be able to get pump jacks through straight away. We found oil, so let's trigger that. Then we'll remove the bodies. That's fine. We can get access to more oil. It doesn't really matter what you do there. Now over here, we don't need this anymore because obviously we don't need coal. So let's get some of our heat stamps back. And now that we've done that, we should be able to research pump jacks. So let's just let that deconstruct. We don't have enough heat stamps. It's almost week 50. So as soon as week 50 pops, we're going to grab our heat stamps. So let's pause the game once again. Then we can get pump jacks research started off. We will go with the one that gives more oil, I guess. A little bit of extra material usage is fine. We can get our relationship up a little bit more balanced. Then we need to get our stuff. So right now we're like 2 days off. So let's grab all our funds. All right, we'll raise funds. We will promote these guys. Then we'll take money from them. Then we will raise funds. We need all these funds to set up our new dreadnought settlement. So we're going to need that. 51. Is that worth it? Yeah, let's just take it. All right. Now with all these heat stamps, we have a lot of options to do stuff. The first thing I want to do is go over here and establish my food outpost because we haven't had food all game. So let's definitely go and do that. So we'll establish it through this little outpost thing here. And we also need to build a skyway from here over as well, now that we can afford to. So we've got our 2 skyways in. We've got some spare Frostland people, so we can start exploring the graveyard for materials. So we'll let all that do its thing, and we will continue on. Next, we have to adhere to our promises. So let's grant the agenda to the New Londoners. Whatever they propose doesn't need to go through, but they're doing mass-produced goods, which is not horrible. Of course, it's going to pass because there's so many Faith Keepers. That's fine, we did that promise. Now let's make sure we get our other promise in. We got to do a salvaging factory, but it doesn't like that because why? I don't know, because there's no materials, right? All right, so we just got to have to wait for materials. That's fine. Hopefully we can get to the materials before we lose our promise, but I doubt it. We've only got 25 weeks and this is going to take quite a long time. Otherwise, we just let the game run. All right, what do you want? More people living in the city. Great, good for you. Let's build ourselves another logistics thing. So we need get more Frostlanders going. Now that this is done, we need to start settling it. So we need a little bit more logistics. Okay, logistics is done. What do you want? Commit to resolving the issue. I can do a law, that's fine. 5 more days. Let's go over here and start settling these dudes because we don't need all our people here. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get the salvaging factory in time, I don't think. Because, yeah, it doesn't let me do it without the materials, unfortunately. I've got the workforce, just not the materials. Yes, I know. I need materials. Let's get that going a little bit less hard because we don't need that much housing. But we're almost there, 90%. Hopefully we can get there. We got new laws available. Let's see what we can do for laws. We don't need to grant any agenda, but we do need to pass something in the childhoods category. So let's go to society and do something in childhood. We got to do family apprenticeship for active workers. I suppose that's the best one. 39 divided. I don't want to make any more promises right now, so let's just go with that. Great. We got more active workforce. That's a lot of extra active workforce. What do you want? So you can just keep following what the game tells you to do. Basically, they're just going to tell you to fill in all the categories in your laws section. So that's totally fine. Now that that is done and this is waiting, we're going to go grab those materials. So it's over here. We can connect this trail. We'll use skyways, of course. And we'll just connect it straight into here. Now with that done, we finally have materials. And with materials, we can fulfill our promise to get the salvaging factory, which we needed to do anyway to get goods positive. Now goods is way too positive, so we're going to switch this back to prefabs and get this going at like a reason. Oh, we'll just get it stockpiling, it's fine. What's that costing us? Nothing. Everything is positive. Look at that. We're fully stabilized and we haven't even built a city. Like literally, we have no city. Now we got some spare Frostland people, but there's not really too much to explore. We can explore the frozen sea. We can rush our research if we want to, but it's not really necessary at the moment, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep my trust. So we'll just let that run. We're just basically waiting for this to finish creating. All right, with the old dreadnought done, we can now pause the game and we can go do some stuff. While it's doing it, I'm going to send my Frostland team to explore the gorge. We're going to go explore all the way out to Winterhome. Now, with that done, we basically want to maintain our population here because this is perfectly stable and awesome. We need to start doing stuff at the old dreadnought. The other reason to explore the gorge is there's more materials here, which we're going to need very soon. But for now, let's just quickly build up this outpost. Don't forget to turn your generator on. Now, we need to frost break over to these oil over here. Then we also need to frost break over here a little bit just to get some housing district going. Then we can go and build ourselves our first housing district over here. We also probably need to frost break a little bit deeper to get the 2 housing districts properly linked. Then we can just let that go. Now law is available soon. Let's just quickly check our laws. Now I think with most of my important laws in and no active promises, now is a good time to start getting these laws. We need all 6 to end the game. So I'm going to try to propose this and see what we can negotiate for. We got everything open, so we're going to negotiate with biggest delegates first. So let's see if we can get this going. Blasting coal mine, not good for us. Machine-centric shifts is good, but I have to hold the vote too. That's a really big promise, but that's fine. Can we negotiate with another faction only? I don't want to do 3 promises. All right, I think our only option is to go with the Frostlanders. So unfortunately, we're going to have to do double research. So we might have to boost research to get this through. But 65 out of 67 is good enough of a risk to take for guided voting. Once we get guided voting, everything becomes a lot easier. We don't want to use it too much until we get propaganda as well, so we don't burn all our trust. But yeah, we got guided voting now. So let's let that frost break. Now that that's frost broken, let's start building some stuff. We need an extraction district on the oil. So I'll build one like that. We need another housing district, and now I'm out of prefabs, but that's fine. We can just wait a couple of weeks for prefabs. Once you have your prefabs, we can build another housing district over here like this, and that should house all our people. You also want to try to balance some of your resources. I like to balance my resources so that everything has like a little bit like +1, so it starts stockpiling just a tiny little bit. Now that that is building, we got to go check in on New London because things are not going well here. For some reason, we are deficit on coal. I'm going to switch my production over to goods because I'm deficit on goods. But I think just because the temperature is a bit low at the moment, that's why we're negative on coal. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. We are running the stockpile, which is fine. The whiteout's not coming anytime soon. Let's go back over here and check on our progress. We've got a new research ready to go, so we better get started on these researches as well. Because we've got 2 researches to do and not much time to do them. 17 weeks for this, that's not good enough because we only have 36 weeks to do both. So we're going to have to rush the research. Let's go over back home and do that. Hit the rush research button. Then we'll go back to our dreadnought and continue our building. Great, that district is in. As soon as the district is in, we want to get a fracturing pump jack in to end the game basically. So we just need to let the game run for a little bit. Everything here is positive except for materials. So let's get materials fixed. Then we should be all good. Get it on +1 as well. Now let's go into the Frostlands and see if we can't, well, we have to wait for the Frostland teams to be done, but when they are done, we can get them to grab us some prefabs. Perfect. So we've done our promises now. Unfortunately, nowhere I've currently explored has prefabs, but I will just take these cores for now. The evolvers want me to pass service exemptions, which increases heat stamp per capita, so I don't see any problem with that. And I do have a spare law. So now we can research machine-centric shifts as well. Machine-centric shifts is going to help us. It's something that we wanted anyway, because it's going to give us more workforce, and we need as much workforce as we can get. Let's go into city and let us change ourselves to service exemptions. And we will negotiate with people. Everyone hates this, so let's see if there's anything we can do about this. Unfortunately, there's not because we've got so many promises, but we do have guided voting, so we can get service exemptions through. Use guided voting as a last resort, guys. Don't just smash guided voting. You're going to burn through all your trust and relations, as you can see. Now we're just waiting for some prefabs so that we can go to the old dreadnought and build ourselves our final little thing. And then we can end chapter 1. There we go. Done and done. With that built, we can now just pipe that oil back to New London. We only have to pipe 75. Well, we can pump 175, but that's not a good idea. So just get 75 oil going and transfer it, and we're done. To review chapter 1, we basically just rushed our way over to the new area immediately. Now we're in chapter 2. We just wanted to get to the dreadnought as fast as possible and stabilize all of our resources. Chapter 2 goals are pretty straightforward. We just want to move the industry to the dreadnought and get as much rule laws in as possible. We will definitely be embracing the frost. But basically, because the whiteout is fixed, we have a fixed amount of time to do everything. So there's not too much to do while we wait for everything. So let's get our people going. Let me just pause the game. We'll launch an expedition to Winterhome. We'll launch an expedition here for materials. And then we will go back. Let's get rid of these guys further by promoting them. I know my shelter's negative, so let's turn this up. And I don't think there's much more I can turn up because I don't have the workforce right now, unfortunately. So that's fine. We can just keep doing stuff. What do you want? Don't care. Now we can't research settlement heating yet because we don't have the heat stamp, so I'm going to let this run for just a little bit. Really want enough people in this district because that's my link to my research, so always make sure your research is maxed out. Alright, we just got the heat stamps for settlement heating. Let's get it. Now we've got settlement heating research. We can get machine-centric shifts done as well, so let's vote for that. Alright, let's let the game run for a bit and see what it throws at us. Oh, we got more people living among us, so we need to turn everything back up. We got to get this one over and get this one turned up to just meet the demand. Perfect. Everything else is in good balance. So let's let the game continue. So let's let the game run. Alright, we have our food outpost about to deplete, so we got to do some stuff about that soon. But first we've got a new law. Now whenever you've got nothing urgent to research, I suggest you do these bureau laws. Propaganda is a really good one. So let's see what people have got for us. The New Londoners, research, enact research, horrible. Let's see what the Faith Keepers want. Faith Keepers want ceremony funerals. That's easy, and it's something I want as well. Let's see what the Frostlanders want. They want all crap, but we can get that, or we can enact that, but I don't want to keep changing this law. And we've got a law already, so let's do a research. That one's not ideal, we don't need it, but at least it's quick, and it'll definitely get us our Bureau of Propaganda by just the skin of our teeth.
The eyes have it.
All right, let's pause the game and figure out what to do next. And the next thing due to complete is going to be the Frostland stuff. So let's let that complete. Let's go out and see what they've got for us. So Curse Valley is still being explored, but over here we've got some cores. So let's take the cores. Then over here we have our lovely materials thing. So we will connect that in just a second, but we're going to connect this first so it's easier to do. We need to go through the Curse Valley for that connection. So we'll let that continue on. What do you want? Ah, perfect. We can do ceremony, funerals, and these two promises at the same time. Lovely. Curse Valley is now done. That's our Winterhome. So we're going to need to connect Winterhome at some point. So we'll connect Winterhome, but we'll like veer down south here like a little bit. Something like this. That way we can connect this one. Something like this. Well, we'll have to wait for this one to build first. That's done. Then we can build this one in. Alright, while that's doing that, let's check what we need to do next. Alright, let's research our promise to them. So let's get the dust coal mines going ASAP. So that's just that. We got some Frostland team. So with the extra Frostland team, we'll go just grab some more cores. There's people and cores in the meadows. So we'll definitely go explore the meadows. Now we'll just wait for this law to pass, and we've got a double law to pass, perfect, which is ceremony funerals, and that's going to be really good for Winterhome because you don't want our trust loss going down. We don't need to promise anything for this, so I'm just going to vote it through. Great, everything is looking good. All the trust is going up. Now we're having some issues with workforce. Also, we just got our materials in, so let's transfer some stuff to the Dreadnought now. It's a good time to do this. So we'll get our materials going over with a little bit of a surplus. We don't have enough goods going because we don't have enough employees to power everything. So what I'm going to do is transfer like 250 workforce over to the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought currently has about 700 free workforce. So if I just transfer like 250 more over there, I think that's perfect. Then we can disable our goods district completely over here. We'll keep it running as long as we need to. Oh, this is super under. Keep it running for a little bit. We can't disable our Frostland teams. That's fine. This is going to be a bit janky while we do the transfer. That's okay. But what we essentially want to do is go over to the Dreadnought, and we want to build ourselves an industry district here. An industry district here will not be affected by the whiteout, unlike the industry district in our city. So we want to definitely do that. So we've got 905 people here. Hopefully that's enough to deal with the industry. We need a little bit more heat stamps. We'd want to stay firm on our laws. We don't want to do that. Back at the Dreadnought, this thing is building, so let's let it finish building. Not much to do while we wait. The law is available, so we want to get secret police in. So let's propose secret police and we'll negotiate. Faith keepers are probably something good to negotiate with. We can do a city development effort. For the rest, let's just guide the vote. Why not? 65 is good enough.
The delegates have spoken.
Alright, we got guided voting in. Now, we have no Frostland teams at the moment because they're busy exploring. Let's see how much more workers do we need to do our industrial zone. We need another... No, we've got heaps of workforce here, so that's perfect. We just need heat stamps. Yep, there we go. That's just enough. Let's get that in. Then we will do a material balance. So let's do the resource transfer. That's looking good to me. Everything is balanced. I can't get goods surplusing on either side. It's actually perfectly in balance. So that's good enough for now. We can now go to New London and decommission this old goods area. We can get back some of our heat stamps by decommissioning this building, but since that one is saving heat, I'm just going to let it run at 10%. Not hurting anybody. Alright, the whiteout is on the horizon. We can see it now. Let's turn up some housing. That's matched. Goods is somehow still not matched. Yeah, we're still under. We need to change that over to goods factory, don't we? Go back to the old Dreadnought. I was trying to make it prefab to get more prefabs for the future, but I don't think that's going to be possible. So we're going to do goods, and then we're going to balance that out a bit more, get everything a little bit surplus. 3 and 10 looks good to me. Something else was negative I just saw. Let me just have a look at the resource transfer. Okay. Well, the fuel is negative now, so let's just get that going. We can see it's getting a little bit colder now, and the coal is not keeping up anymore, so it's probably time to build our generators 1 and 2. So let's go over here and get that ready. We can upgrade the coal settlement, but we need more workforce. So why don't we bring some people in? Now you'll notice my food just ran out and I need settlements everywhere. So it's time to bring people in. Let's take these Frostlanders in. Let's make ourselves our food settlement and our coal settlement. Nothing is keeping up anymore. Okay, we got the people. Let's go create a settlement here, and we will create a settlement here. We also need to go get our steam cores because we're going to need them now. Take the cores. Now with 15 people, we can't really do anything, so let's just chill. We got another research that we need to do, so let's pick ourselves something. It doesn't really matter what you research at this point in the game. Just get something that you think is useful. Maybe I'm going to go for here, so maybe we can get alcohol, because always a problem with heat stamps. So we'll get production efficiency to make our way over there. A new law is available, so let's keep our promises and get this through. So we'll propose that. That looks pretty reasonable that it's going to go through, right? Alright, so we have some Frostland teams free, so why don't we get them to explore south when we have 20. But right now they're bringing us cores, so let's go. We got more people living among us. I feel like this is too many people living among us now. We got way too many people, so let's go to the coal mine settlement and ship them off, because we don't want them in our city and we do want more coal. Now we have a good number, and we've got perfect amount of housing and perfect amount of demands. So let's go and wait for our steam cores to arrive, and then we will explore the next area. What do you want? Nope, don't expose the secret police. We can't do any laws at the moment, and we can't do any research, so let's just wait. Our Frostland team is back. Let's get them exploring the highlands. Then we can carry on. What do you want? Cold is marginally decreased. Good for you. Letting the game run. What do you want? Nothing. Okay, first settlement is fully operational. Thank you for that information. Population growth is significantly increased. I don't think I like that. We're just waiting for our law to reset. What do you want? Don't really care. Then we can go into our rule laws and start doing more rule laws. Propose that. We got promises to do, so let's negotiate. What do you want, New Londoners? Fund projects mechanical factory. Okay, no, not great. I might regret this a bit later, but I can get the Frostlanders on board by giving them some heat stamps. So maybe I'll do that, but we do need to guide the vote. So let's get that through. That's 4 of our 6 laws that we need to get through done.
The delegates have...
Now we can just wait a little bit longer. Okay, we can do a new research. Let's pick one. The city-run alcohol shops is a great little option just for heat stamp income, so I'm going to go with that. Then let's fulfill our promise to the Frostlanders by funding their projects. They are now happy with us. Excellent. Then we'll just let the game run. There's not much to do right now. The whiteout is upon us in 50 or 60 weeks. We're just chilling till then. You can continue your experiments and get more workforce ratio. Sure, we can promote them to sort out their further. Alright, let's get this vote through for efficiency bonuses. What can we negotiate with? Mostly hesitant against. They all want me to do crazy research, so I'm just going to guide this vote. Let the game run for a little bit longer. Oh, there, we got to give them the oil. So this is the little mini quest to give the Wanderers the oil. Don't have the Frostland teams to do that right now, but I do have the oil stockpiled over here, and that's why we had oil being sent over here. So let's go back over here, and then we can send oil from New London. Now we can pick our next research. We can do something like maintenance duty, or we can probably good to get our watchtowers going. So we need surveillance watchtowers for the next chapter. Alright, so now we've got our law for alcohol run shops. Now we really want to get this through. Let's see if the Frostlanders can get us to do something that's not totally horrible. Silica Foundry. Isn't that pretty easy to do? Let's do that, because I don't want to keep using guided vote because it's burning through all my trust.
The proposed law...
That's going to heavily increase our heat stamp income to 16 per week. It's not that much, but it's better than what we had. Now we're definitely having some issues with housing and sick people and injured people, but there's not too much I can do about that, so I'm just going to let my game run for a little bit. The Dreadnought is safe from raids now. We've given away our oil. Now, What do you want? Don't care. They want to experiment on people. That's fine. Let's see if I can't get a law through. If I can get Steward's militia through, that'd be excellent. We got some Frostland people, so like, why don't we go and take some prefabs? You can see the Whiteout is coming very soon. So we'll take some prefabs, not the wise women, but we can salvage the temple and take all these prefabs. We'll need them for our Winterhome expansion eventually, so might as well stock up now. Alright, our law is ready. Let's see what we can do to get this through. A lot of people against. Let's go with the Faith Keepers. They're the most people. They want... We can promote them. That's an easy one. Let's promote them. How much is that with this? 963. I have no faith these 7 are going to vote for me, so I'm going to negotiate one more time. Let's get either the New Londoners. They just want research. A lot of hectic research that I don't want to do. What about the Evolvers? They just want research and allow productive outsiders. That's a good one. Sure. Let's do that, and then we'll guide the rest of the vote, and we'll get that through. Great. That's 5 out of 6 done. Let's let that run. Now, we don't need our Frostland team doing anything else. Everyone's angry at us now. So many injured people and so much housing deficit. Our materials are short because the Whiteout is covering our materials thing. That's fine. I'm just going to ignore these guys. I don't care right now. I have to pass a lot of promises. So let's promote the Faith Keepers. Get that promise going. Okay, trust is going back up a little bit. This is done. We've got to research something. Silica Foundries. Get that. Now, since I don't need my Frostland teams, I'm going to take this down a little bit. 0 is not good. I want to take it down to that. Make sure we've got everything else going. Then we can get our research back happening at maximum speed. And we can probably shelter some people that we desperately need to shelter. There we go. Then we can solve our cold and disease problem because people are starting to get sick, which is not good. So the research is going. It's going to be done in 25 weeks. It's so slow. And we only got 18 weeks. Oh man, I'm going to have to burn some trust to do this. That's not good. Now we can pass productive outsiders. So let's do that. Do I have space to negotiate? I don't think so. Even these 19 aren't going to help me enough, right? 41, no. And this is where guided voting comes in, but everyone hates guided voting, so it's a bit of a trade-off all the time. But at least that'll boost our workforce, so it's not too bad. Now with workforce maximum out, we can get some more shelter going. And now our goods is running out, so let's just get a little bit of goods going since we have the workforce. 8 weeks till Silica Foundry is done, so we should meet that promise. Now, the Whiteout is coming, but we are pretty well stocked for the Whiteout, so I'm not too scared. So why don't we just let the game run and see where it takes us. Sure, everybody hates us, but there's not too much I can do about that right now. Let's improve our relationship with the Evolvers a little bit. Fine. Okay, Frostlanders. Frost is rising, which is good. Now we can do a research of our choice, or we can try to pass our last law. I don't think everyone... Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon. We don't need to pass martial law. That's fine. Let's just give them an agenda, I guess. I'd rather these guys have an agenda, but these guys are super angry. Let's see what we can promise them. Nothing good. What can we promise you? Dutiful Youth is handy, so why don't we get to work on Dutiful Youth? Let's get Dutiful Youth going, and I guess you guys can have an agenda because I don't need anything to go through, or... Oh man, not this thing. Fine, we'll get Expedition Support. Why not? Now that I don't have expeditions going, so I want to repeal this as soon as possible because it's useless. But at least we got their relations repaired a little bit. But let's keep going. We just got the Whiteout to deal with. Got to keep an eye on everything. So our everything is negative right now. Why is our coal so negative? Hello. The coal mining settlement is off because I don't have enough Frostland team. Let's fix that.
Attention, citizens.
Always be careful that this is when these turn themselves off. When you accidentally change the Frostland team, make sure all of your stuff is on. Great. Okay, now that's positive. Oh man, I burned through all my coal right before the Whiteout. That's not good. Alright, now it's probably time to get adaptive pumps in. We can expand the alcohol shops, sure. I didn't want to burn through all my coal, but whatever. We should be okay. We've got a few weeks till the whiteout comes and we are positively stockpiling this. We got more this to do, so let's vote on this. Oh, that was just a little bit under. That's fine, don't care about it. Then what we need is to start doing some of our stuff in here. So we probably need our housing district at some point, so let's get dense housing district down. Just for chapter 4. Alright, the whiteout is upon us, so we've got to be careful with our resources. We're going to burn into our stockpiles. Great. Let's pause the game. Now, we don't need 8 Frostland teams, so if I drop this by 1, that's 2. That helps a little bit. Let's get the generator overdrive on and let's run the game. We need to survive for 30 weeks. Our current coal stockpile will give us 30 weeks, so it's going to be quite a close call. Alright, it's going to ask us about hospitals, right? So yes, I want hospitals, thank you. We can promote these guys to make them a little bit less angry at us. Now, we can do laws. We can give them agendas, because I don't care what laws get passed at the moment. Oh man, they're always changing the durable goods law.
The proposed law has been approved.
Alright, let's get more research going. So in society, we need to get prisons at some point, so might as well just get that researching now. It doesn't matter what prison we get. We've almost burnt through our coal stockpile. We've got 10 more weeks. That's fine. They can be cold for a few weeks. I don't mind that. Let's talk to these guys. Yep. Alcohol abuse. Great. And that's how you survive a whiteout, guys. Generator overdrive needs to go off very soon, but that's fine. 90%, 91, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Boom. Off. Alright, let's go. Now we're out of coal, that's fine, and the whiteout is going to end right about now, and we just made it, guys. That is how you survive the captain's whiteout. There's no issues in your city when you don't have a city. And that's it, guys. That's chapter 2 done. Easy peasy. Alright, welcome to chapter 3. So we just have to find and colonize Winterhome, but since we've already found it and built skyways, there's not much to be done. We do have to wait for the storm to pass over before we can do that. We can't just immediately hit colonize. But while we're at it, we might as well pick some useful research and get our relations up a bit. So let's pause and get started. Alright, let's start by giving some heat stamps out. Let's fund these projects. Let's fund your projects. Are you happy with me? And then we'll fund your projects. Now, I really want to get martial law through because it's my last sort of law that I need to get through. So let's just give everyone what they want. I don't care if I have to make 4 promises. Let's see what we can promise them. City development effort. Sure, we'll go with faith keepers. Ooh, dutiful youth. We're going to enact that anyway. Then the Frostlanders, they want us to do a research. Charcoal regeneration plant will do. Then that's too many promises, but that's 71. Okay, we do with guided voting, sure.
The proposed law has been approved.
Now with that law through, there's not too much to do right now. Our Frostland teams are busy. We're just waiting. I'll show you guys the storm. Like, I can't go here. The Winterhome is right here. So I just want to click this button, but I can't because of the storm. So we just have to wait. What do you want? Ban self-flagellation? Sure, why not? Now I really want to research Frostland Scout Headquarters, but since I can't do that at the moment, I'm going to instead research charcoal plants to keep my promise. I might bump the research, or my trust isn't great. Maybe I won't. We're not in any rush, it's fine. Let's not bump the research. Then we need to pass some laws, but we can't do that at the moment, so we'll let the game run. Okay, I think a law is ready. Don't want to do that. Relationships improve with the evolvers. Sure. Let's go do our youth program. Dutiful youth. I like that anyway. We got too many promises, so we're going to have to guide this vote. The faith keepers are further us, so we need to promote them in 2 weeks. So we'll just chill for a bit. I have to resolve all events to promote them. Why? Alright, okay. So we're gonna get them to neutral because they're protesting now. Where are they protesting? Over there. Alright, that's fine. That's our Scoutland team. We've got to get them to neutral ASAP. So let's promote them. Then I think they wanted dutiful youth, right? Didn't I already pass dutiful youth? What did they want? No. Promoting them didn't help. Let's assign the secret police to improve their standing, and now they're neutral, so that should get rid of their thing. Now we want more heat stamp income always. We've got rallies and protests going on at the same time. If we had an achievement to get, we would have gotten it. Let's get our prefabs law in. That's already 51. Beauty. You'll notice I have a bunch of injured people that I'm not dealing with because of the Frostlands being dangerous, but I haven't had an opportunity to do that because I've been trying to maintain all the relations with everyone. Everyone hates us at the moment. Alright, great. All our materials and stuff are looking good. Let's balance out some of our resources. Alright, I've balanced out my resources like this. Let's go. Now let's up our Frostland teams to 20 to get ready for Winterhome. What do you want? Fund something. No, I can't reduce my thing, my heat stamp income. Now I've got no laws to propose, so I might as well try to fix your thing by, oh, we can give you some heat stamps. Maybe I won't. I want to save my heat stamps, but we can just give you an agenda. Exploration time decreased. Fine, whatever. I don't care. I don't want this to go through, but I'm not going to use guided voting to get it to fail. Damn. Prefabs would have been useful, but I got heaps of prefabs. I got heaps of everything, so I'm not scared of anything. Alright, week 305. I think the storm has passed, so we can send our colonists. So let's connect the trail, explore the site, and send our colonists and end this chapter. Return to Winterhome, guys. Off we go. Send colonists from every community. Still going to take a little bit of time, so we can just run the game for a bit. Alright, all our promises are done, so we can do a research that we're going to need, which is going to be generator upgrade number 2. Alright, since we got a new law, we might as well use it. So let's go over to our society tab, our city tab, and get a contagion prevention law. Something disease reduction is going to be very useful for Winterhome. So let's negotiate with the Frostlanders, and we'll just do heat recycling. Sure, why not?
The proposed law has
Keep letting our game run. We also got some housing issues to deal with, so let's just build ourselves a new housing district while we're waiting, just temporarily until Winterhome gets sorted. Alright, I think we're there. Now we've got our Frostland teams back and we don't have enough food. So let's upgrade this settlement because we don't have enough food and we don't have enough pops. So we can now go ahead and end chapter 3. We will definitely be settling Winterhome. Now chapter 4 is not the easiest chapter. I couldn't find a super quick way to get to chapter 5, so unfortunately we're just gonna have to play the game now, but it's okay. We've set everything up to make chapter 4 as breezy as possible, so let's get into it. Before we start in Winterhome, let's go check on our dreadnought. We noticed that the fuel is now negative, so we do need to expand this district out a few tiles. Let's see if that's enough. Then let's go back to New London. New London is facing a few issues, first of which is it's having too much housing, so let's just make sure that housing is done and deactivated a little bit. Too bad I can't cancel it while it's mid-build. We will need these housing districts for patrol towers later, so I'm just going to leave them up. Alright, that should be fine. Now we need to set up the resource transfer for Winterhome, so let's get those resources transferred. We are short on goods, that's fine. We can meet demand on the food and then we'll be short on food, that's also fine. And we need 60 heat, which is going to make us short on heat, but that's also fine. So let's get those resources transferred. To solve our food problem, we just need to go up here and there was a food colony we can harvest, so let's just take those. We got the Frostland team for it. To solve our goods issue, we just need to up this a little bit, so we'll just bring this up 2 notches. Our coal issue will solve itself once our generator upgrade is done, so we can just run on stockpile for the time being. With that done, let's go over to Winterhome. Then we will simply build out, we'll turn on the generator first, and then we'll build ourselves 2 housing districts. Just use this space that they provided to you back here outside of the toxicity zone. Then we just need to get frost breaking. I like to do this safe frost breaking up here because this is not the limiting tile. But for the other side, I think it's better to do rapid frost breaking because yes, people are going to get sick and die, but the alternative to getting here slower, people are going to die when the toxicity goes up anyway, so just get that done like that. Alright, let's head back to New London while we're frost breaking, and we're going to do some new laws, and we're going to promote these faith keepers to get their fervor down, and we might just assign the secret police as well. We want to improve their standing. Now that we have a new law, we can just grant them an agenda to sort of help their relations because we don't need any laws. Now they're neutral. We can vote down this law, whatever it happens to be. Population growth, fine. I don't care. I'm not going to use guided voting to get rid of this. We don't need the workforce. Alright, with that law done, let's carry on. We need to turn this new housing district down a little bit, right? Because we've got way too much housing. That looks good to me. Now let's head back to Winterhome. We'll let that housing build. Then, once it's done, just expand it. Then this rapid frost breaking should finish, so get more rapid frost breaking going. Let that run for a little bit. What do you want? Don't really care. What do you want? Yes, sacrifices will unfortunately be necessary for this part. Once your housing expanded, make sure you just go and expand that one more time. Now, when your housing is done, you'll notice basically your fuel is negative. So just go ahead and transfer yourself another 200 fuel. So get that to 260. Now, of course, your new London fuel is going to be very, very negative, but that is fine because we're going to have this going very, very soon. And once adaptive injectors in, everything should be very happy. Right now, we'll just run on the stockpile for a bit. Let's go check out the old Dreadnought and see if everyone is happy over here. We still don't have enough fuel, so we're going to build ourselves another fracturing pump jack over here. Nothing else to do, so let's head back to Winterhome and chill for a bit while all the frost breaking happens. Alright, our housing districts are done, but we just got to keep frost breaking this, and we'll do another rapid frost breaking once that's ready. You're always going to be one tile short, so that's fine. Let that run. Get adaptive injectors in next. Alright, now they want us to build watchtowers, so we'll definitely go ahead and do that. So let's build ourselves 2 surveillance watchtowers. We are currently out of workforce here. That's fine. We'll do that afterwards when the frost breaking is done. But now we've got more laws available, so we might as well grant some agendas to people. Faithkeepers aren't very happy with us, and neither is the Frostpunk, so let's just give the Frostlanders some agenda. We will just let them vote on whatever the heck that is. I don't really care.
The delegates have spoken.
Now our research is almost done, so let's get our level 2 generator in. Let's make the Faithkeepers a promise to get their relationships up a bit, since we do have spare research. We can research mandatory crowding, that's not a problem. We need to get our waste heat conversion research first, because we promised that first, so let's kick off that. We only have 13 weeks to do that, and there's 19 weeks, so I'm going to pop research. Yes, our trust is very low, but that's okay. Now we'll just let our new generator upgrade build. Once your generator upgrade's built, you're still going to be a little bit negative on resources, but that's fine. That's where the old Dreadnought comes in, because the old Dreadnought should be quite positive on everything. So we can balance out the material usage over here. Then we can bring in the new fuel source. We make sure we turn our generator into, well, it's already positive accepting fuel, but let's see if we can do better by getting it to accept coal. Doesn't seem to have made much difference. Okay, that's fine. We'll get the fuel stockpiling. That's better since we have empty fuel stockpiles. Going back to Winterhome. Let's see what the heck they want. Alright, cool. So the frost breaking is all done. Now we need to build ourselves the 2 surveillance watchtowers so they don't tear each other apart over here. Did I accidentally build 4? Excellent. Let's get more frost breaking going while we're waiting. I need to dismantle 2. Don't accidentally build 4 like I did. But that's fine. Tensions are rising. That's also fine. Now we can get our last rapid frost breaking in, and then we can look into building all of our stuff. Now we need to get the workers over here to actually be able to build the districts. So to do that, what I'm going to do is bring all my people in from the Frostlands. I don't have enough Frostlands team to do that right now. So what I'm going to do is just temporarily turn off the food. So I have some Frostland teams. I'm going to bring in these guys. I'm going to bring in the wise women. We need the cause anyway. And there's another group of Frostlanders over here to take. So we're just going to bring everybody in. We'll let that run for a bit. And as soon as we get these guys, that's fine. Our trust is low. That's perfectly okay. Now we're going to transfer the people over. So we're going to send the people. we're going to send about 1800 workforce like that and relocate. We'll head back to Winterhome now and have a look at what's going on. With new people, we need to figure out all of their heat demands and stuff like that. So let's go back to the heat transfer menu and let's bring in some more heat. It's not a problem at all. We can bring in the heat. Our food is an issue because we have the thing turned off, so we do need to turn that back on. Let's go over here now that the Frostland teams are almost free. Well, once these guys get over, we'll turn the food back on. But for now, the frost breaking is done and we can start building our districts as soon as our people arrive. While we're waiting, we can vote in the heat recycling or whatever the heck they want. I don't really care.
The proposed law has been approved.
And our people have now arrived. So with our people arriving, we can now build in our 3 districts. Get those filtration districts in and we should be all good. Now that people are here and we have spare Frostland teams, we can go and turn on our food again. Just bring one up to maximum. And we definitely need our food to be turned on. We'll tune the demand over here so that it doesn't kill us. We'll get our research back up. We still need a little bit more housing, so we'll just balance out the housing. We're going to send everyone to Winterhome very soon. It doesn't really matter. Looking at Winterhome, we need some more housing and stuff, so let's build ourselves 2 dense housing districts as well. 1 and 2. Let's get our food transfer done properly now. So we want I don't care about New London, but I want Winterhome to be food positive. Goods, I don't really care. We can go into the goods stockpile. It's not a big issue. Now we let the game run. We just need to sort out the disease and then send the 9,000 pops over. Great, we have restored Winterhome. Now let's keep our promise for mandatory crowding. We only have 23 weeks left to do that. It will help our next chapter a little bit, I guess. In housing distribution, we will research mandatory crowding. Now, the next step is to basically stabilize all this and then bring our 9,000 people in so we can end the chapter. So to do this, you're going to need a few extra districts. First, you're going to need extraction district for squalor. Then you're going to need heat. So build yourselves 2 geothermal extraction districts, 1 here and 1 here. Then we'll just let that build. What do you want? Don't care. Alright, that's built. Now we just get ourselves a extraction sawmill on top of here. Lovely. So we're almost material positive. So let's do some transfers for the rest of the materials. So I just set up my transfer like this. At the moment, we're over material capacity. We can solve the rest of the goods just by sending this over to Winterhome for now. So now we should be everything positive. So let's let the game run for a bit. Now I'm fairly confident everything is good. So I'm going to bring in the rest of my 9,000 pops. And hopefully that will just end the game. Go back over here, take a look. Disease is increased by untreated sawmill, so all we have to do is turn off the untreated sawmill. And we should be good. We should pop very soon. Alright, look at that. We've popped it, I think. Now if we talk to some of these people, we can see we've triggered the event. Guys, right there, that's the end of chapter 4. Now, we're going to go into chapter 5 and all we have to do is end the civil war. And if you've set everything up correctly, we should be able to end the civil war very, very quickly. Now, assassination in the council, we're going to enforce order by doing captain's rule. I will unite us. Let's just pause the game real quick. So the first thing that we need to do is get our captain's authority vote through. So to do that, I'm going to get rid of these guys because they're obviously going to be against us. Use your secret police, to get them out of the council. And then I like to just fund projects. I mean, we've got the heat stamps, we don't need them. So we'll fund projects and then we'll see where we're at with captain's authority. We've already got 57, so let's just propose that. Guided voting gets us to 66 out of 67, so let's just negotiate with anybody. It doesn't really matter. The Frostland is the biggest guys. We don't care what we promise them because it doesn't really matter. We'll vote for that. 71, that's a guaranteed captain's authority vote done.
The votes are in. The measure.
Alright, it's time to enforce my rule. Pause the game. Now, if you find the space, you can set this up immediately in chapter 4. But you basically just need an active prison building and 90 guards. So let's try to get ourselves there the best way we know how. Now we have no prefabs in my game, but your game may vary. So if you need prefabs, just go over to Winterhome and just deconstruct everything. You don't need Winterhome anymore. Completely useless city. That'll give you all the prefabs you need to set up all the watchtowers that you need to get this next part done. Don't need our extraction districts anymore, so everything here is now dismantling. Back at home, we want to start building more watchtowers, so let's go to New London and let's go build ourselves some expanded districts. There's 1 district expanded, there's 2 districts expanded. We don't need our research centers anymore. We don't have any more heat stamps or prefabs to do any more right now, but that's fine. Okay, let's expand more districts. Now we've got all the prefabs in the world, so we just need to get to 90 guard squads and a punitive prison. So we're just going to go ourselves a prison, and then we're just going to build ourselves all the surveillance watchtowers in the world. As many as we can. I don't know how many we need exactly, but we'll just keep building them. I mean, you can do the maths. I think you need about 7 or 8. But if we let all those build, let's see where we are. Oh, we got 106 guard squads. City must not fall. Pause the game. Now we can enact our secure rule. Boom, done. My will be done, and now we just need to let the game run. Now, the tension crisis is averted, so there's really nothing to threaten you at this point in the game. We can now deconstruct some of these districts. No, we can't, because it's still waiting for war. In that case, I'm just going to frost break, because we will need to prepare an area, basically, for the enclave. So we just frost break on either one of these sides. Look, everything is stable now. We're just going to have to cross the T's and dot the I's. So we can just contain 1, so you don't have to build 2 enclave districts. Then we just need to build the actual enclave. Don't care how we build it. Doesn't really matter at this point. Onto the enclave, don't forget to build your watchtower. And that's pretty much it, guys. There's not too much to chapter 5. Now, once your watchtower is done, you just hit that. Doesn't matter which one you hit here. The city has not fallen, and then you get your credits rolling. And that is how you beat captains pretty quick and efficiently, and just like really stress-free. Just there's not really much to talk about. And after your city stands, you can just hit that button and roll the credits, and that's it. You win the game, guys. You win the game on captain's difficulty. If you had achievements, they'd be popping right now. And there you have it, captains. That's my take on how to play Frostpunk 2 captains mode efficiently. And now, while it may not be the most efficient way possible, it's definitely a solid foundation that I'm sure many of you can build upon and optimize even further. On screen, of course, I have a cheat sheet for you summarizing all the strategies that we covered. In Chapter 1, we focused on stabilization with an unconventional approach. Instead of building a central city, we sourced all our resources from the Frostlands. This not only secured the supplies we needed, but also effectively trivialized the Whiteout event. We prioritized researching all the rule laws whenever possible by keeping relations with the factions stable. We kept our population to the minimum required to complete the objectives. However, I will note that the Frostlands I left dangerous the whole time, which was causing a lot of injury. So you could probably optimize the pops even further if you somehow weave in the danger reduction research or the danger reduction buildings. Now, you don't need to follow this guide step by step, but it does cover some key points to focus on. I've also highlighted some useful laws below. Since we are playing without a central city, many things like production efficiency aren't relevant, so do keep that in mind. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on more guides and tips. And remember, if you have ideas or strategies to improve what we've done, please share them in the comment section or join our Discord. Let's keep pushing the limits of what's possible together. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and have a good one.